WT family, what is the deal? It's your dog Willie Jack, and we are back again. Week 5 is here. Week 5 is in the books. Y'all gonna have to forgive me. We got out to a late start this morning. All right, we got out to a little bit of a late start this morning, but we here, baby. We here. Don't even worry about it. We here. And we gonna do what we got to do. We here. And we gonna do what we came to do. Believe that. I appreciate y'all too. I see a couple y'all in the chat. Hey, look here, man. Already in the building, man. Appreciate you. My dog said we back, man. Drake, what's going on, man? What's going on, man? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead and get everything going. As always, I was having some studio difficulties. Y'all had to work with me, man. See this? It's all good. Matter of fact, man, we're going to do another college spotlight. I don't know if y'all paid attention to any of them scores yesterday, but man, it was a crazy week of college football last night. Down goes Bama, newly crowned number 1 ranked Alabama, fresh off of a epic ass whooping of Georgia just last week. Now Georgia comes back and makes that a close game. Actually takes the lead, which is crazy. But from 2.5 whoopings of utter dominance against Bama, Jalen Milroe jumping the line in the Heisman race for a lot of people. I heard people saying people had Jalen Milroe. Some people had him as a round 3 prospect. I heard people now people have jumped him up to top 10. Now round 3 was always crazy. Round 3 was always extreme for sure. But these pundits, there were people talking about round 3 as a comfortable landing spot for Jalen Milroe. Then after that Georgia performance, I started seeing talks of him maybe even being the first quarterback off the board. No joke. It was that drastic. So they get all that momentum that they got from beating Georgia the way they did and go out there and get it handed to them by Vanderbilt. Vandy. Out of all programs. Now, here's what's crazy about that Vanderbilt loss. Well, or what's interesting about it, because Missouri, I grew up in Missouri, so I follow Mizzou. Missouri had a double overtime win. Was that 2 weeks ago against Vandy? And so I've been a little worried, or maybe the word is I've been a little apprehensive about the prospect of my Tigers. I'm like, damn, bro, like, how are we going to double overtime against Vandy? Lo and behold, wasn't a fluke. Vandy said it's not a game, man. This ain't your daddy's Vandy. Nah. Vandy said, y'all gotta put some respect on our name. Go to double overtime against my Tigers. And they come out and really they really take it to Bama. They came out to complete control of that game. Able to especially the way they were able to run the ball. Man, phenomenal. And then also, man, shout out to the kind of little stocky quarterback they got at Vandy, man. If y'all haven't seen the clip of his post-game interview, go ahead and take 35 or 40 seconds, however long it is, man. Give yourself a nice little laugh, because bro was turned. Bro was turned. But man, no, he made timely throw or timely run after timely throw or timely run. And man, they just had it going, man. They just had it going. And that's the beautiful thing about football, man, is that, and it's so cliche to say, hold on, man, I don't like my lighting. It's all good. It's so cliche to say, but any given Saturday, dog, like, the most talented team isn't guaranteed to win. Like, that's one of the biggest lessons we could take away from this game. The most talented team isn't guaranteed to win, man. We don't play these games on paper. We play these games on grass, on field, on turf. You know what I'm saying? And that's overly true, especially coming off of a weekend that we just did in college football, man. So, we had, I think, 5 ranked teams, like highly ranked teams, either lose or get pushed to the brink. Of course, no upset bigger than Vanderbilt over Alabama. Like I said, they went out and got it, man. They went out and got it. Down the field and scored. They get a batted pass in the air. DB makes a break on the ball, knocks it in the air. Vandy recovers it in the air, runs it back for a pick 6 early in that game. They take a 13-0 lead. They miss that field goal, or they miss the extra point to make it 14-0. They get a 13-0 lead off of an early pick six. I mean, and then credit to Bama. You know what I'm saying? Bama settled down. They came back down and scored. Vandy answered, scored again. I mean, there's a point in that game. It's it was like 23-14 or something like that. And so Bama had to fight, man, from the door. From the door, Bama was in a fight, was in a dog fight, man. And in the dog fight, they'd tell you, man, it's not the big dog, it's the hungry dog to win a dog fight. And Vandy was the hungry dog, man. Vandy was the hungry dog. Bama was definitely the big dog, but nah. Bama was feeling good. Eating good on Georgia. Feeling good about yourself. We'll show up and do what we got to do. Nah. Vandy said, nah, bro. Nah, playboy. Nah, playboy. Yeah. And when that thing got it done, man, 40-35. Super impressive win. Super impressive win for Vanderbilt. And now, man, it's got me thinking, I don't know, man. Vandy's 3-2. They beat number 1 Alabama. They took number 7 Mizzou, at the time number 7, Mizzou to double overtime. And I think they beat Virginia Tech. Like, I don't know, man. I'm starting to wonder, is Vandy gonna be number 25 in this upcoming ranking? I hope so, man. That victory looks a lot better for my Tigers, especially now that they beat Alabama. Go ahead, let Vandy get number 25, man. For sure. Hold on. A couple of the members that popped in on your dog, man. What's going on? Hey, hey, Big Nation Business, man. Come on, man. Big Nation Business in the building, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? We Sunday night prime time, you know what I mean? We got a little time to chill. We can see what the rest of these fools do. You know what I'm saying? Sit back and relax and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? This type of Sunday I like, man. I don't have all the anxiousness and stress around 12 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I get to take time, ease into my Sunday now, man. Ease into my Sunday. Just watch and enjoy the rest of the football games just like a normal regular fan. You know what I mean? Get to take my time. Then that way when I get into Sunday night, man, I'm ready to go. My dog Dre said, no way, I thought he was close to a late first or mid-second. No, I'm with you, but I'm saying, like, man, like, following some of these pundits, dog, these posts, these blog sites, everybody from Dan Brugler to PFF to Matt Miller, Trevor Sycamore, I follow and listen to just about any and everybody talking football, bro. And there's some of these people, bro. There's some of these people. I've heard as low as round 3 on Milrow. Now here's the thing about it. 2 years ago, yeah. Last year, no. Especially the way he finished. He finished really strong. But man, I've heard as low as as low as 3. Round 3, man. Go ahead and look it up, man. Some of the time, especially going into this season. He's played very well. He and Alabama, they've played very well all year, of course. Up until yesterday. But man, I'm telling you, people, round 3, bro. Matter of fact, man, if you depending on who you listen to, you know what I'm saying, PFF, and you know what I'm saying, I shouldn't be dropping all these names and everything. They better start breaking your boy out. But still, they yeah, man. No kidding. Dre said Bama isn't going to look the same in 5 years of NIL. No, what it was, Saban lost his advantage for one, because for the longest he just had he had his pick of the litter for all the elites. Well, the NIL helped spread the wealth is what it did. So pay to play's already been a thing, man. So there's a lot of money that's changed hands, not everywhere and not every player, of course, and not to the level or extent that they deserve like they get now. So I'm not going there. But the money's always been thrown around. You know what I mean? In the old system or old way of doing things, blue blood programs like Alabama had a way to have a leg up on most, if not a lot of other programs. You know what I mean? The type of leg up that only they get, only Ohio State gets, only Michigan gets, only Georgia gets, where they can throw around and funnel that money in a way that everybody else can't afford to do. Well, now NIL is like, well, no, everybody can. Now for one, not only can everybody spend the money, but now it can be done above board. Everybody can see what everybody's getting. You know what I mean? So there are no more secrets or tricks. And so Saban went ahead, got out of there. But Alabama's still gonna be Bama. The fact that they are who they are right now this year, because they had, y'all remember when Saban was getting out of there, they lost tons of commits. Guys left the program, and then guys who were slated to come into the program decided to go somewhere else. Like Caleb Downs at Ohio State is a prime example. Freshman All-America with Alabama last year. Freshman All-American safety. He left when Saban left. He's at Ohio State now. You know what I mean? Still balling, doing his thing. But he left with Ohio State. So they lost tons of prospects. But the thing about it is the guy, DeBoer from Washington, hell of a coach. We saw the job he did with Washington and Michael Penix Jr., getting them to a national championship and that offense clicking the way they were. The most exciting offense, passing offense in college football the last 2-3 years. So he's already brought that to Alabama. We've seen how Jalen Milroe has responded. Looks great. Looks fantastic. You know what I mean? So Bama's still going to be Bama. Just Saban was just talking like he wasn't ready to get out there. You know what I'm saying? He said he was too proud to beg. Man, people had Milroe in the third round, dog. People had Milroe in the third round. And honestly, his first year, yeah, he was just an athletic, developmental dude. The first half of last year, even last year was up and down. You know what I'm saying? So last year, yeah, 2-3. People were saying round 3, man. People were saying round 3. There's people that got Shador in round 2. People still got Shador in round 2 right now. People still got Shador outside of their top 5 college quarterbacks, bro. Facts, exactly. Saban made his name off NIL. You think he didn't? You think he didn't? You think he didn't? Shit. He looking around like, wait a minute. Not everybody can do this. Everybody got access. Everybody can just move into light like this now. Oh yeah, no, it's time for me to get up out of here. I ain't trying to work that hard. I ain't win 7 championships to start working hard. You know what I'm saying? I built the machine. The machine supposed to run itself. And it did for a long time. But yeah, NIL that came in and it's leveling on out. It's leveling on out. For sure, for sure. He said a team could use it, but a lot of teams don't need QBs. Bullshit. Miles, we see every year, bro. You can't have too many QBs in the league. You can't, bro. It's 8 teams right now. It's 8 teams right now that'll do something strange to get a quality quarterback, boy. What you think Miami will do for Jalen Milroe if there's a way they can have him tomorrow? If there's a way they can have Jalen Milroe next week, what you think Miami will do? You crazy as hell. You don't think Jacksonville can't wait to get out of that $275 million they gave to Trevor Lawrence and get somebody else in there? Cleveland can't wait to get away from that $240 million they gave to Sean and get somebody in there? The Giants and Daniel Jones. Carolina got the best quarterback they had in 3 years. His name is Andy Dalton. Come on, man. It's 6 to 8 teams that'll take Jalen Milroe tomorrow. Hell no, bro. Hell no. We always need QBs. Hell yeah, boy. We always need them. But no, that wasn't the only one, man. That was definitely the biggest upset for sure. Mizzou got spanked by Texas A&M. But that was I ain't gonna lie, man. They ain't have a chance right out the gate. It was a lot of home cooking down there in College Station, boy. It was a lot of home cooking down there in College Station. Now, they quarterback, Wigman, he looked good. I ain't gonna lie, man. He had been injured. I think he got injured like week 1 or week 2, so he had missed the last couple games, but he came back and, boy, told Mizzou ass up. Well, like I said, man, they had it was 12-11. They said 12 man, boy, they wasn't bullshitting because, boy, I tell you, the umpiring in that game was atrocious. Then Miami completes another crazy comeback against Cal in Cal. They come back from down 35-10. I think they were down 35-10, I want to say. End up scoring like 20, matter how many points? I want to say they scored 20-something points in the fourth quarter alone to come back in that game. They're down 21-10 at half. Yeah, 30. Yeah, it was 35-10 at one point in the third quarter. They scored 21 points in the fourth quarter, come back and win that game in Cal 39-38. Now, here's the thing about that game. And here's the thing about Miami and Cam Ward. Cam Ward getting a little loose, man. That Virginia Tech game, he had some spectacular plays. Some spectacular plays. Not great plays, not really good plays, not clutch plays. He had some truly spectacular plays to keep that the momentum going, to keep that game going, to keep them in the game, and to come back and eventually win that game at Virginia Tech. Now, if y'all remember, they won that Virginia Tech game on a very questionable touchdown review. Virginia Tech throws a touchdown with, as I think time is expiring or whatever the case. The guy, does he have possession? Does he not have possession? Does he not continue possession through the ground? Does he not survive the ground? A play's called a touchdown on the field. And in the scrum, and everybody knows, once you make the call on the field, you've got to have irrevertible proof to overturn it, right? That's always the rhetoric that we get for these reviews. So whatever way it's called on the field is key, because the burden of proof to overturn it is supposed to be held to such a high standard. They call it a touchdown in this Virginia Tech game. Virginia Tech, Miami came back, tied it or took the lead or whatever the case. Virginia Tech then does go down and try to get a late score. Anyway, I say all that to say, called a touchdown. I don't think I've seen a definitive angle yet that shows when or where the ball came out, or when or where if the ball moved. I don't know. It gets overturned. They take the touchdown away, and then Miami wins that game. Crazy comeback. Cam Ward threw 2 picks in that game, right? He also made 4 spectacular throws in that game, but he threw 2 picks, right? They come back out this week on the road in Cal. Cal's fired up. Marshawn Lynch is there. College Game Day's there. If y'all seen a little bit of the morning pregame stuff of College Game Day, it was a good one, man. And then having Marshawn on set, I saw clips on Twitter or X. Marshawn, man, blowing the set down. They show Marshawn Lynch off camera sitting on the back steps of the little podium, firing up. I know he was blowing the whole set down. So I know it was a good time. They had a kid from the audience kick a field goal with Pat McAfee for like $700,000. He missed the first one, made the second one. I think he gets $100. Then they donated $600 to the Hurricane Helene fund. But man, it was crazy. Anyway, I say all that to say, Miami's getting spanked against Cal. They do another tremendous comeback from Cam Ward. He throws a terrible interception in this one as well. He's bootlegging right, throws back across his body, back across the middle of the field, interception. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the style of interception where, okay, you feeling yourself a little bit, bro. Don't let it get off the rails. You feeling yourself a little bit, though. Take a beat, reassess, calm it down. You know what I mean? Because those are the type of interceptions, bro, those are the ones that really end up hurting your stock at the end of the year when the time comes. Anyways, so those are bad interception in that one. But what I was going to say. So, there's Miami's still down. Cal has the ball. They complete a pass. It should be like a first down. There's a helmet-to-helmet hit, targeting style hit. I think the guy fumbles the ball. Either fumbles the ball or maybe he didn't make the first down, but it should have been targeting. Should have been 15 yards out to make the first down. They flag for targeting. They review it. They wipe away the targeting. Now, I'm by and large not necessarily a fan of the targeting rule unless it's blatant and egregious. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't want to see guys running and literally leaving their feet submarining into somebody's ear hole. Like that, nah, that's bull crap. You know what I mean? So I'm not a fan of that. But a lot of these calls are kind of ticky-tacky or wishy-washy or whatever we want to say. So they get Miami on one of these calls. Bro left his feet and put the crown of his helmet in the dude's ear hole. On camera. They review it, so I don't know how they overturn that one. They take the targeting call away. Now it's Miami ball. They score a touchdown. win the game. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. These last two Miami wins got some big asterisks next to them, if you ask me, man. These last two, but they still undefeated. Hey, like my dog Keandre said, last week or so, he's like, hey man, don't nobody remember the details, man. We remember the results. He ain't lying, man. He ain't lying. Because it hits the record book like a dub. Undefeated 5-0. But these last two raise some questions. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. A couple other big teams lost too, man. Tennessee was ranked number 4 in the country. They lose to Arkansas. So it was a crazy week. Crazy week of college football, man. That's one thing about college football. College football is good for a week like this. Every year there's a week like this where we see a lot of the heavy hitters all take losses, and it always feels like it happens on the same weekend. Michigan lost. Michigan's number 10 in the country. They lost to unranked, unranked Washington, beat them by 10, 27-17. Who else lost, man? There's somebody else. One more. Louisville, number 22, lose to unranked SMU. Number 25, UNLV, loses to unranked Syracuse. So, I mean, we had like 7 ranked teams. I want to say it's like 7 or 8 ranked teams this weekend lose. And I think they all lost to unranked opponents for sure. So, it was a crazy week of college football, man. Who this? Sis in the building. Had to sneak away at work. Hey, appreciate you. Now go in there and sit down and pay attention. Don't get fired now. Don't trick off the bag now. But appreciate you though. Last thing I'm gonna say about college football, man. Is, man, I think I said his name 3 weeks in a row now, man. If you haven't seen, you had to have heard of him by now. But if you haven't got a chance to see it, check him out, man. Do yourself a favor and YouTube Ashton Jeanty right now, man. My guy. YouTube Ashton Jeanty right now. Running back from Boise State. The boy is going crazy. First touchdown of the game, 63 yards to the crib. Broke like 4 tackles. He had a 63-yard touchdown run, a 75-yard touchdown run, and I think, just for shits and giggles, I think he threw in like a 30-yard touchdown run. The boy I'm going to tell you, I ain't going to disrespect him like that. I'm not going to guess. Why guess when I could give you what it was? Cuz had 13 carries, 186 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He left the game with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Come on, man. He didn't touch the field in the second half. He left the game with 13 for 186 and 3 touchdowns. He was eating hot dogs before halftime. Come on, man. I saw a stat and here's what's crazy. One of the most untouchable stats in all of sports, college or NFL, if you had to ask me if I gave you a list of like 5 or 6, one of the ones on that list would be Barry Sanders' college single season rushing total. Barry Sanders went for like 2,700 yards in like 88 at Oklahoma State. After waiting 2 years to backing up Thurman Thomas, he finally got a chance to start in his 3rd year, his only year as a starter, because he was behind the Hall of Famer, Thurman Thomas. Waits 3 years, gets the rock, 2,700 yards. Ashton Jeanty's on pace to beat that total. He had 90 carries when he cracked 1,000 yards in 90 carries. He did it during this game against Utah State. 90 for like 1,004 with like 14 touchdowns. All right. Barry Sanders, when he was on the pace that Barry Sanders had when he set that record in like 88, I think Barry Sanders cracked 1,000 yards once he got to like 120 carries, 120 or 130 carries, something crazy. But y'all don't hear me when I tell you how crazy. The boy had 20 or 30 carries less than Barry Sanders. He's cracked 1,000 yards. Come on, man. And I know, like, man, dog. I mean, he's already number 2 in my Heisman ranking already. He's already been there. Behind Travis Hunter. But boy, I'm telling you, Travis, he on your ass, dog. Man, I know he's only playing one side of the ball. I know you playing both sides of the ball, Travis. I know you good for 100 receiving. I know you good for a highlight interception, a highlight forced fumble on the goal line in the red zone. I know you getting real busy, dog. But man, Ashton Genty ain't making it easy on you, dog. Miles. Cuz had 90 carries. There was a live tracker during the game. He had a run that took him over 1,000. He had 1,004 yards mid-game. He had 90. He was at the 90 carry mark on the season, cuz. 14 touchdowns. 14 touchdowns, bro. He also had 14. He had a season worth of stats. 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns. Shit. That's an all-conference season. That's enough to get you all-conference nomination. That's at least second team. That's enough to get you at least. If you told me, not the carries, because the carries are crazy, but if you told me you finished your season with 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns, at the least that's second team all conference. Because let's say if it's, you in the SEC or Big Ten or somewhere that's got a power back or like a strong run game. So the first team running back, he might go for 1,400. You know what I mean? Something like that. So that's at least good enough for second team all conference. Bro, he did it in the first half of his 5th game. He didn't play the second half of that game. Come on, man. Boy would have went for 300 yards. 7 touchdowns. He probably got another one before half. He got pulled with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. I believe, if I'm remembering right. He didn't play in the second half at all, though. Come on, man. Nuts. In the way he's doing it, bro. Like, it's not like, y'all remember when Florida had like 4 dudes that ran 4.2? They had Quentin Demps, Percy Harvin. They had they had a lot of guys. But you know what I mean? Like, where it's like 60 and 70-yard touchdowns and nobody touches them. Bama had a lot of highlights like that. Mark Ingram and Derrick Henry and Trent Richardson. And I mean, they've had a lot of guys. We know. But like, the O-line is just super dominant. And you still got to be a great player or, be a great back and, whatever, burst, acceleration, agility. All those things are still on display. But you running behind NFL offensive lines. He's at Boise State. Nah, man. He got to break 6 tackles on every 60-yard touchdown run. And that's what he does. You ain't never seen so many broken tackles before somebody goes 60 in your life, bruh. Golly. The first touchdown, he goes 63 yards. He broke 4 tackles. At least 4. Man, look, man. The 75-yard touchdown broke at least 3-4 tackles. Then went 70. Damn. Come on, man. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy work. It's a lot of crazy work, man. He giving out over there. I'm not supposed to put that up. It's some crazy work being given out over there in Boise. And here's the thing about it as well. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up. Let me see what they. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna give you the stats. Second game of the season, Miles. They play Oregon. Boise State plays Oregon in Oregon. Nail biter. They lose that game by 3 in Oregon. Boise State. It's 34-37. He had 25 carries, 192 yards, 3 touchdowns. Longest touchdown was 70 yards that day. That's against Oregon. His quarterback went 17 for 40 in that game, threw 1 touchdown. 17 for 40 from the QB. In Oregon, number 7 Oregon at the time. Takes him to the wire. Come on, man. 25 for damn near 200 and 3 touchdowns. Yeah. Outstanding, bro. Outstanding. Phenomenal. Dare I say. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this Sunday football, man. We already actually got some football going on. Is it London? I think there's the London game. There's a London game going on right now. The Jets are playing the Vikings in London. I believe it's London. Yeah, I believe it's London. I don't think it's Germany. I think it's London, but Vikings putting it on the Jets last I saw. I think it was 17-0. I think A. Ryan had already thrown 2 interceptions. One of them a pick 6. Let me give you a score update, matter of fact. Okay, Minnesota's up 17-7 now. The Jets have scored. There's 2 minutes left in the third quarter. So I'll try to keep my eye on that. Give us some live updates. But getting into some of this NFL action, did y'all see the Thursday night game? This is definitely one of the best Thursday night games I've ever seen. These Thursday night games be, man, trash. Most of the time. By and large, these games are terrible. But nah, this Thursday night game in Atlanta and New Orleans going to overtime, the return of Captain Kirk, the return of Kirko Chains. Did y'all see Kirko Chains in the building, man? Kirk threw for 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception. In an overtime thriller. Drake London goes off 12 for 154 and a touchdown. What's crazy is Drake London had a big day. 12 catches, 150 yards, touchdown. He was the second best receiver on his own team. Darnell Mooney was out there punishing boys. Darnell Mooney goes 9 for 105, 2 touchdowns. He dropped another catch that should have been a touchdown. He dropped another catch that if he catches it, the DB got lost in the sauce, got lost on the route. So the DB like stumbles or falls away. Darnell Mooney catches that ball. He turns upfield. He runs another 10 yards for a touchdown. I want to say it's probably going to be like a 30-yard touchdown. It's been 3. Been a hat trick. Another 30 yards or so on his stats. He dropped that one, which was an excellent throw by Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk was on the money all night, bro. The first touchdown pass to Darnell Mooney was a beauty. I don't know why. Looking at the QB sight picture, they show the angle of the throw from the eye of the QB or from that vantage. Darnell Mooney is running like a seam up the left seam. There's 4 defenders. He's like in a box. He's boxed in by like 4 defenders. Boy, Kurt lets this thing go. Man, I still, even looking at the replay, like I was like, what made him throw it? Like, what is he seeing right now that's like, yeah, I can throw this. Like, man, that was a crazy throw. Good leap and, you know what I'm saying, athletic kind of back shoulder, jump spinning, kind of back shoulder style of catch, falls in the end zone on top of a dude. Man, crazy throw and catch. But the story of that game for me, though, honestly, you know what? I'm tripping, y'all. I'm tripping. That wasn't New Orleans. Why did I say New Orleans? That was Tampa Bay. Tripping. Big Baker now. I'm tripping. Yeah, against Tampa Bay. But the Bucs, here's the thing about it. And this is still a very impressive. This is an impressive game for me for the Bucs in this way. Not the defense. Not the defense at all. We can talk about it, but the way they respond. Atlanta came out. They were welcoming Matt Ryan into the Atlanta's like Ring of Honor. So it's a big night. Matt Ryan's there. They're gonna do a ceremony at halftime. You know what I mean? So it's a big night for Atlanta. They fired up. They come out. They march right down the field and go score. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then this is the responding drive from Baker. Baker's here, bro. Baker's all the way here. He's all the way back. He's all the way. Not only is he all the way back, he's all the way back and he's better than ever. He's back and he's better. Baker is back and better than ever, bro. Because they respond, go right back down the field and get a very impressive score there. Like those moments, bro, like just like when you just can see the momentum, you know what I'm saying? The way a team comes out so fired up. Like that's what happened to my Steelers. Colts came out on 10 and we couldn't match it, bro. Coach came out on 10 and we came out on 6 and just got hit right in the mouth, bro. Took us 3 quarters to wake up. Like, nah, Tampa Bay came out and Baker and the offense was looking like, oh, damn, okay, yeah, them boys can't play today. All right. Didn't matter. Came out, did what they had to do, right back down the field, put one on the board, walked off the field like nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm like, nah, Tampa Bay's for real. They got to do something with that defense, but nah. They really out here, man. Baker and that offense really out here. For sure. But nah, that one goes back and forth. Tampa Bay, for the most part, was actually in control of the game. I think they go into the lead. They go into halftime with a lead, just like a one-score lead. Atlanta comes out third quarter. In third quarter, Atlanta really dominated. It felt like Atlanta really dominated the time of possession, but they only get a field goal. Then Tampa Bay gets the ball. They go down and get another field goal. But the fourth quarter, man, is where Kurt throws a bad interception. This was terrible coaching. Raheem Morris, Zach Robinson, they backed up. Atlanta, I'm talking about, is backed up. They are down. They're down the touchdown. They're backed up inside their own 30. It's 4th and 15 because Kirk had just got sacked the play before. And so they've got, I think they had their 3 timeouts. They're on the plus side of the 2-minute warning, but they go for it on 4th and 15 or 4th and 15 at least. Kurt throws you got to punt right there. Outside, you got to punt and just try. You got to punt and try to play defense. I'm all for going for it when it makes sense. If you're on your own 40 and it's 4th and 3, man, let's go get the game. And we're at the crib. But, man, it's a tough ass when it's 4th and 15 and we backed up. No, yeah, inside our own 30. 4th and 15. What are we doing, bro? And then he throws a terrible interception to Levante David. Levante David, man, the fact that he's playing the way he is at his age, bro, it's one of the most, it gets said every now and again, super underrated all the time. Probably still, I know we probably give the title now to Fred Warner, but if not for Fred Warner, probably still the best coverage linebacker in football, man. Levante David. Because Levante David wasn't the problem with that pass defense. They tore up, they definitely targeted the middle of the field with Tampa Bay, and they couldn't stop a nosebleed in the passing game in the middle of the field. But it wasn't Levante Adams. I tell you who was pissing me off when I was watching Jordan Whitehead, bro. Because Levante David is playing excellent ball, man. Playing excellent ball. I see him dropping. I see him getting to his spots. I see him passing receivers across. It's the guy he's passing it to that ain't in his right spot. That'd be Jordan Whitehead or KJ Britt sometimes, the other linebacker. I don't put on Levante David. Anyway, that should be the game. You get an interception with less than 3 minutes to go. That should be the game. Run the ball out. But Tampa Bay, the rookie running back fumbles the ball. Gives the ball right back to Atlanta after they run 2 plays. He fumbles it, gives it right back to Atlanta. And like I said, man, it was just missed opportunities by Tampa Bay. Now, Atlanta played good ball. They kicker, he missed 3 kicks, really. He missed his first field goal attempt, but there was a timeout or a penalty, something to that effect. They get to kick it again. He misses the second one. He misses the re-kick. Then later on in the game, he had one blocked. So definitely missed opportunities there for Atlanta. But like I said, man, they do get the ball back after the fumble. They go down, they score, they tie it up, they get to overtime. They get the ball in overtime, and then it's like a 12-yard stop route or whatever we want to call it, sit route, kind of near the middle of the field. Guy catches it, turns and runs 50 yards for a touchdown. They win in overtime, man. It was crazy. It was a crazy game. Very entertaining game, for sure. My dog Miles says Mooney is the best receiver on the team. Shit, he's I ain't going to argue with you. I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't got no ties to Drake London. I ain't got no ties to Drake London. I ain't gonna argue with you. Shit. Made a believer out of me. Watching that Thursday night game made a believer out of me, man. He looked great. They couldn't do nothing with him. They couldn't do nothing with him, man. So, very entertaining game. But now, matter of fact, okay, I got a scoring update. on the Minnesota and Jets game. The Jets scored another field goal, so it's 17-10. Like 30 seconds left in the third quarter. So the Jets doing what they can do to make a comeback in that one, man. Matter of fact, I guess my prediction for the game, I had Minnesota winning this game 24-16. Definitely thought this Brian Flores defense was going to play well. And then honestly, man, we've seen how just off kilter this Jets offense is. They haven't found that groove yet. In the way that the Brian Flores has that defense playing, man, is I definitely like Minnesota in the matchup. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Until this morning, I completely forgot that was a London game. But so I picked Minnesota in the game 24-16, and right now 17-10. About to head into the fourth quarter. So looks like it's going about the way I would have thought. Maybe I didn't necessarily think A-Rod was going to throw 2 interceptions, including a pick 6. And what's crazy, here's a crazy stat. A-Rod threw a pick 6 today, just earlier in this game to Andrew Van Ginkel, one of the linebackers from the Vikings. It's the 5th pick 6 of Aaron Rodgers' career. Aaron Rodgers been playing ball for damn near 20 years. This is only his 5th pick 6. Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, the stat I saw, they both threw 27 pick 6s in their careers. And these are guys that we would feel comfortable saying are 2 of the smartest and most accurate and most careful with the ball and da-da-da-da. You know, all the accolades or adjectives we want to say to describe how, you know, careful they are with the ball or mindful of turnovers. 27. A-Rod just threw his 5th. Man, where was there was a game? Jay Cutler had a game where he threw 5 in one game, didn't he? Maybe it wasn't 5. He threw like 5 interceptions to D'Angelo Hall, and D'Angelo Hall ran 2 or 3 of them back in one game. I think Jameis Winston maybe got a game where he threw 2 pick 6s. Sam Darnold might have a game. There's games like that where guys might throw multiples in one game. Doesn't happen all the time, but it happens. A-Rod has thrown 5 in 15, 17 years. So that's crazy stat, man. That's a crazy stat. Moving on, man. Carolina on the road today at Chicago. I went back and forth on this one. But that Chicago defense is legit. That Chicago defense is playing damn good ball. They've been playing good ball all year long. They just haven't got anything going on the other side of the ball. Last week, Chicago and that offense finally kind of get a little motion, and they get a win. They get a dub. Caleb Williams, I think, throws his first touchdown to Rome Odunze, who was also his first touchdown. They get that dub last week. But I think they get this one at home. That defense should be able to withstand the Panthers' offense. Adam Thielen's out with injury. And like I said, I mean, I expect Chicago to win that one. Baltimore at Cincinnati. These matchups are always pretty good. And tell you the truth, Cincinnati a lot of times tends to have Baltimore's number. They do, for whatever reason. But I am taking Baltimore in this one on the road. Get this done 30-24. Just the way Baltimore's running the ball, man. When Baltimore's running the ball like this, and especially against a weak defense like Cincinnati, Cincinnati's defense is troublesome on all levels. On all levels. They're not stopping the run or getting to the passer. They're not defending the pass overly well. So, I mean, this could be another 150, 200-yard day for Derrick Henry, depending. This could be another big Derrick Henry day. This should likely be another 250 to 300-yard rushing day total for Baltimore in general. But this is definitely a Derrick Henry game, man. I would think Derrick Henry's going to finish somewhere with like 24 carries, 148 yards, 3 touchdowns. Them type of days, man. That's what I would imagine. But Joe Burrow, Joe's gonna fight. Joe's gonna, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna do what he's got to do. Marlon Humphrey's probably having one of his better years that he's had in the last few years. I think he fell out the realm of top corner or top flight corner or elite corner a few years ago for me. But he seems to be having a bit of a resurgence. He's playing some of the best ball he's played in the last, let's say, 3 years, I think. Last 3, maybe even 4 years. So he's playing better, but Jamar been cooking that boy since he got there. Jamar been cooking Marlon Humphrey since he came into the league. So I expect they may have some success there. Burrow and Chase, T. Higgins has been back. So we'll see how that goes. But I look for Baltimore to dominate that one on the ground. Miami on the road in New England. I wanted to try to find one for you, Miami. But no, I think I'm going with New England. New England's defense. I think New England's defense is going to carry the day in this one. Tyler Huntley making his second start after coming over from the Ravens practice squad for the Dolphins. With the way New England's able to play defense, and especially familiar opponent, they at home. I think New England might get their second win of the season, man, in this division matchup at home. And I think it's going to be namely on the back of that defense making a play. Cleveland on the road at Washington. I'm looking for the young boy, man, Jaden Daniels, to get this done. 23-20. Now, this defense in Cleveland isn't a joke. So it's definitely going to be stiff competition on the other side. But that offense in Cleveland is definitely struggling. The Washington defense isn't anything special at all. Isn't anything to write home about. But it's a lot of ugly offensive football in Cleveland. They're not running the ball great. Nick Chubb is back practicing. Maybe he's another week or two away before returning to the season. But Amari Cooper is I don't know if anything's actually been said officially, but it's no real secret that he's on the trade block. So they've converted all of his pay. They did whatever they had to do to his contract where he's extremely cheap for this year. The rest of this year, I think his contract now is like $860,000 or something like that in paid money, like just in-game bonuses. It's like just like a weekly game check. They converted all of his other money to like a paid bonus or whatever they had to do to get rid of the money. So he's likely to be traded. So I think Washington, man, goes in there and finds a way to get that dub, man, with all the trouble going on in Cleveland. But it's gonna still be a tough outing for Jaden Daniels, man, going against that Cleveland Browns defense. But I think they can get it done. Indy on the road at Jacksonville. Anthony Richardson out for this game. Joe Flacco came in and played well against my Steelers last week, man. Can't lie, can't hide about it. Came in and did his thing, cool Joe. Now gets his first official start of the season on the road in Jacksonville. I think they get that dub, man. 24-21. Joe Flacco had a very good game, very good rapport with Michael Pittman Jr. and Josh Downs last week against my Steelers. Jonathan Taylor he's in the mix for the best back in the league, man. I know the sexy pick is Saquon. I respect it. I'm not hating on it, but Jonathan Taylor's playing damn good ball as well. Jacksonville's defense is worrisome, and the offense can't get it together. So I look for Indianapolis and Joe Cool to get a dub today on the road. Buffalo at Houston. This was damn near game of the week for me. Because these are two teams, very talented. I'm a fan of both these quarterbacks for sure. Y'all know what's going on with Big Josh. Y'all know how me and Big Josh rocking, but I'm also a big CJ Stroud fan, man. Definitely a fan of his game. Came in and played his play warranted MVP discussion as a rookie in his first season, man. So played phenomenal ball. They took an ugly spanking to Minnesota. So both these teams are kind of similar to me. That's why I probably should have had this game of the week. Two top-tier quarterbacks for me, right? Two very talented teams I expect to be real contenders in the playoffs. Both of them have ugly losses. Houston's got an ugly loss to Minnesota. Buffalo's got an ugly loss to Baltimore. So two teams at or near the top of their conference or of their division and of the conference as a whole. Both of them with an ugly loss on their record. And this is the style of like pre-playoff matchup. Like these are teams that if things fall a certain way, these are teams that can meet again in January. So definitely want to see, who comes out on top on this one. I'm going with Big Josh, but this game for me, I could have went either way, especially with it being in Houston. But I'm going with Big Josh, man. Do what he does, man. To be the magic man that makes the big play in the big moment. 27-24 Buffalo's how I'm rocking. Let me see. Let me catch up on this chat real quick. Yeah, my fault, Miles. Yeah, Gentry. Jen tried. Jen tried. Yeah, Ashton Gentry. Mama in the building, what's going on? Ain't T, what's up? But yeah, keeping it pushing. The Raiders on the road against Denver. I look for Denver to win this one 20-16. Denver's defense has definitely been picking it up, man, and playing well, playing better and better the further we get into the season. So they had a very impressive win led by that defense against the Buccaneers. Was it 3 weeks ago? Or no, 2 weeks ago. And then last week, that defense plays very well against the Jets. They win 10-9, holding the Jets to 9 points. And now this week they get a self-destructing Raiders team. Antonio Pierce went from so popular, he was made the interim coach and actually won that locker room over, and they all went to bat for him with ownership. They give him the head coach job, and now, man, the same things that make you laugh make you cry, because now it looks like, man, that locker room is whatever magic or spark or charisma or moxie that he had that won that locker room over. Looks like it's turning guys off now. We hear now, of course, Devontae Adams wants out. Max Crosby is also, there's grumblings that Max Crosby wants to leave. Max Crosby was probably the biggest advocate of Antonio Pierce getting that job last year. He came out and in a show of support for Antonio Pierce is like, look, man, y'all hiring AP, I want to be traded. Like, and that's your franchise player if you're the Raiders. So a very strong endorsement for AP just last year, and now it looks like Max wants out. So there's definitely a lot of trouble in that locker room, man. Looks like I said, man, it didn't take long, or whatever goodwill he had endured with that team from last season is already worn thin, man. When the franchise, when you lose the franchise, man, that locker room is gone. I can't imagine a world in which Max Crosby, the franchise player, leader of that team, best player on that team, when he's out, you're not going to tell me the other 52 are in or behind you. Hell no. And so, man, things are developing. But Devontae, of course, is out. I think Max Crosby is also out this week as well. But I expect Denver, namely on the strength of that defense and with just all the turmoil going on in Las Vegas, expect Denver to get this done. And then as far as Devontae Adams trade watch goes, there's been a handful of teams that have emerged. The Steelers have emerged. The Saints are making a very strong push. I have heard a lot of the teams I mentioned last week. Steelers, Ravens, Saints, the Jets are in the mix. And there was one more. I think the Bills have been in the mix as well. But I think the strongest offers or the strongest push is coming from the Saints and the Steelers, if I heard that right. But yeah, man, so we'll see how that unfolds. Next up, man, Arizona on the road at San Francisco. San Francisco should get this done. 27-17. Fred Warner playing outstanding football. And in Arizona, man, they've had a couple splashes where it looks like, man, maybe they're going to get on track and be this dynamic, explosive, like running gun style of offense that we've seen Kyler be able to employ and get going. But it feels like every time they take a step forward, they take two back. So, but all told, man, I expect San Francisco to get this done at home. Fred Warner playing lights out football. Brock Purdy is balling, dog. And man, y'all love to hate on Brock. A lot of y'all love to hate on, man. Brock Purdy is playing damn good ball, man. And he's doing it without a lot of his stars. C-Mac ain't touched the field all year. Debo's been out of the lineup. He's missed just as many games as he's played. He came back last week. He'll be playing again this week. George Kittle's missed some time early. Same thing with like Debo. He played last week. He'll play again in this one. Brennan Ayuk did all that singing and dancing, only to walk his ass back in the house when the porch light came on, and he ain't showed up since. So Brock Purdy's been out there, man. Brock Purdy's been out there getting it done, man. But I expect San Francisco to get this done. 27-17. Moving on, man. Green Bay Road in Los Angeles against the Rams. Look for Jordan Love to maybe settle back in now and get this dub. 30-24. That Rams defense, a shell of his former self without Aaron Donald. But Jared Versus is slow. He's playing pretty decent ball, man. Jared Versus playing decent ball, doing a decent job pressuring the quarterback. Not necessarily getting sacks, but he's starting to kind of pick it up, man. The pressure rates or pressure numbers and all that good stuff are looking favorable for him. So, and he was my top edge. I think I had Jared Verse slightly over Liatu Latu, who went to the Colts. Those were my 1-2. But yeah, I like Jared Verse coming out of Florida State. But yeah, man, I look for Jordan Love and those Packers to get it going. They come out last week, get smoked. They score like 24 points in the fourth quarter of their game against the Vikings, then kind of close down the score. They end up losing 31-29, but like I said, 22. It was 22 points, I think, in the fourth quarter. Literally, they were getting spanked. Jordan Love threw 4 touchdowns to finish that game, but he threw 3 interceptions in that one. Very rough outing, especially in the early going, coming back from injury. So now, with another game under his belt, now a full week of practice, another practice removed from returning from injury. So I expect him to kind of settle back in, and I think they should be able to get this done, man. Get this done, 30-24. Moving on, man. The Giants on the road at Seattle. Malik Neighbors is out. This one with a concussion. He went down with a concussion against the Cowboys. And last Thursday's game? I think it was last Thursday's game. But hasn't cleared protocol. And so he's going to sit this one out. And, man, if there was ever going to be a chance that they won this one in Seattle, he was going to have to be there and have a monster day. Tariq Woolen and Devon Witherspoon are playing very good ball in the secondary for Seattle. And now you're without you're the best player on your team, let alone your offense. And you're going on the road to Seattle. Look for Seattle to get this done. 27-16. So we'll see how that goes. Then let's see here, man. Sunday night. The good guys strike again. Sunday night in Pittsburgh. Dallas coming all the way up, bring their funky ass all the way up to Pittsburgh. And I'm taking the good guys, man. Y'all know what's going on. Taking them boys, man. No, not them boys. Not the one y'all talking about, them real boys, man. Taking them guys. 27-23. All right, 27-23. And honestly, I want this one. We're 3-1. I think we still either have the lead or tied for the lead. No, I think we still qualify as having. I don't know if we have the lead or tied for the lead in the AFC North, whatever the case. But it's not. This isn't a make or break game for the Steelers. In all honesty, it's not. But this is a game I want this one, especially the way we dug ourselves a hole and just fumbled away that game last week. Like I said, man, just came out, got hit right in the mouth, came out flat. They came out fired up. It took us 2.5 quarters to get going. And we damn near come back and win that one. So I want this one just to see. I want to see us just get back to playing clean ball. I want to see my defense respond as well. My defense let me down last week, man. It's not often that I can say that, but we really did. So I want to see this one. I think Dallas, like I said, it's still a little early, but Dallas is 1-3. You know what I mean? So Dallas is eager. They need a win anyways. Out of conference, but Dallas needs a win. I think Mike McCarthy's on the verge of. I don't think it's as bad as the Raiders. I don't think it's going to be necessarily full-fledged mutiny per se, but man, they lose this one and go down 1-4 with the way the Commanders are rolling. Man, I don't know. I don't know if you want to get the Commanders that big a lead in this division. But nah, can't wait to see this one, man. Eager to see what we do to try to stop or slow down CeeDee Lamb, especially with the middle of our defense and the passing game getting exposed. Patrick Queen, man, we ain't got our money's worth yet, dog. But the middle of our defense, man, those linebackers are nickel corner. And that worries me because CeeDee, CD, by and large, he's a slot receiver, man. He's a top 5 guy in the league for sure, but he's a slot receiver, primarily. So that's where he does a lot of his work, and that's definitely a weakness in our defense. So, man, this could be a big CD day if we're not careful. But good news is for my Steelers, Michael Parsons is out, dealing with injury. Tank Lawrence is out, dealing with injury. And our tackles have been the worst part of our offensive line. So there's things that make me worried here. But I have the thing I'm hoping for is that this is hopefully a real come out party for Justin Fields, man. Because Lamar Jackson had himself a day running the ball against this Pittsburgh team, against this Dallas team, and Derrick Henry as well. Derrick Henry took them boys for like 70 yards out the gate. So this could be a game in which we get our running game back going. Justin Fields hopefully finds some success and continues on the momentum he built in the second half of last week's game against the Colts. And so this is a big game for my Steelers, man. Just on bouncing back, getting a quality win, a win at home in prime time. You know what I mean? So I want this one. I want this one because this one speaks to what our season, the outlook of my season going forward, man. So I definitely want this one. Moving on to Monday night, New Orleans at Kansas City. And I can't explain why. Maybe it was talking last week to Hoppy. Maybe it was that Wednesday talk I had with Hoppy in the chat, man. Talking about Tyrann Mathieu and what he did for that Kansas City team and that Kansas City defense. How they kind of got rid of him, man. He wanted to come back. They got rid of him. They wouldn't take him back. He went home to New Orleans and found been rejuvenated. Tyrann Mathieu's playing damn good ball, man. He's playing good ball. Now that Saints team on the road in Kansas City. I just can't trust Kansas City, man. And I know what some of y'all gonna say. I can hear Miles now. Man, you just hate Kansas City, just hate Patty. No, man. But I can't ignore the things I'm seeing. They finding a way. And Keandre, Dre, you in here too. I know y'all finding a way to win. Y'all 4-0. At the end of the day, did you win the game? I dig it. But man, I'm telling you, it scares me. It should scare y'all. Patty's got 5 turnovers in 4 games. 5 interceptions. I don't even know if he's fumbled the ball. He's got 5 interceptions in 4 games. This New Orleans Saints defense is legit, man. Especially that secondary. This New Orleans Saints secondary, they've got some guys out there. So it's a strength on a weakness. Because Kansas City's receiving game is trash. I'm so happy Travis Kelce got that 50-yard touchdown last week. Did you see him running? It looks bad. Damn, Kelce. I mean, that's the thing, man. When it goes, it goes. Boy, you ain't seen a slower, lumbering 50-yard touchdown run in your life. But at the end of the day, what's 50-yard touchdown, 40-yard touchdown? I mean, it is what it is. But boy, I tell you what, man. Nah, man. It's like watching Joe Louis at the end. Dog. Man, he been the champ for so long. We know him and we love him. But man, it ain't looking the same, boy. Jersey Joe Walcott put some real hands on Joe Louis, y'all. Joe won, but man, hey, Jersey Joe put some real hands to him. And then finally, it only takes one. Rocky Marciano's lurking somewhere, bro. He gonna put you on your pockets. And then that'll be the end of the legend of Joe Louis, man. Or it'll be the end of that, you know what I'm saying, that dominance. Now, I'm not saying the Saints are Rocky Marciano. I'm not saying that's who they are, but I'm just saying, man, Joe Louis on his last legs, man. It ain't looking right. It don't look right, Kansas City. What you want me to tell you, man? It worries me. And then you got this secondary, Tyrann Mathieu, Alontae Taylor, Paulson Adebo, Marshawn Lattimore, when he's healthy, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of guys in that secondary, man. And the way Patty's pitching right now, boy, hey, ball's going anywhere, man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, that Kansas City defense is still playing good ball, man. Nick Bolton making timely plays, especially in the run game. That secondary solid themselves. Trent McDuffie. We'll see what Trent McDuffie does with Chris Olave today and Raheem Shaheed. You know what I mean? So with that defense playing the way they play, it definitely keeps them in a lot of these games. Even with Patty making maybe poor decisions, turn the ball over. That offense not being explosive or not being as exciting as we had got spoiled and accustomed to seeing 2 and 3 years ago now. It's been a long time since that offense looked like something, y'all. All right? We got to quit just reading the names on the jersey, man. Watch the game, man. The name in the game ain't lining up, man. The name is better than the game right now for Kansas City. And I don't know. I don't know if this is the week, but I just can't trust them, man. I can't trust them. I'm going with New Orleans in a close one. 24-23. There might be a little sweet revenge, little sweet justice maybe today. Maybe Tyron gets his hands on one on Patty passes and maybe he goes back to the crib for just one time for old time's sake, man. Maybe Tyron makes the deciding play in this game. I don't know. I'm going New Orleans 24-23 Monday night. For sure. But, as a matter of fact, is that all? Is that all the games? That is all the games. I tell you what I do, man, before I let y'all out of here. Give you a quick update on this Saints-Vikings game. Look like 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Vikings are up 20-10 on the Jets. It's Jets ball right now. So, yeah, I'm going to definitely... 1st and 10 on Minnesota's 42. Jets got the ball. They're down by 10 with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So, I'm going to definitely tap in, finish the rest of that game. Matter of fact, I didn't even mark any of these games as my game of the week. So, you know what, man? I think my game of the week is going to be... I said it earlier. The game of the week for me is going to be this Buffalo and Houston game. Game of the week for me is going to be this Buffalo-Houston game. Now, I believe that's a 12 o'clock kickoff. So, that's definitely going to be the primary game I'm tuned into, man. I'm going to watch all of them in the background. But the primary game, the game on the big TV is going to be Buffalo-Houston, man. Like I said, I think it's two teams that are kind of in the same boat. Very talented teams, but teams that have taken very one-sided losses to quality opponents. Losing to the Vikings in Minnesota, I mean, even getting spanked the way you did, man, that's a very quality opponent. And then Buffalo, the same thing, man. Losing the way you did to Baltimore in Baltimore is a very quality opponent. So, you know what I mean? So I don't think either of these teams are frauds because they took ugly losses. So I think these teams are more similar than they're not. Houston's got all the weapons, though. Let's also see if Diggs tries to have a big day, man, in his old boo face. See what he does in that one. But no, hey, that's it. That's all, man. That's all for you, dog, man. Like I said, apologies again today, man. Had a little some technical difficulties this morning, but man, we got in and got it done. Y'all know what's going on, man. We got in and got it done, man. Sunday is here. Can't wait to see these games. My dogs are playing tonight. Sunday, Funday football, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. Shout out to the members in the building. My dog Keandre came in this thing, man. Appreciate you. Hey, man, D-Dot, man. Nation business. He know what's going on, man. Big Nation business, man. Big Nation business in the building, man. You know what's going on. I appreciate your homeboy. My dog Miles in this thing as well, man. Appreciate your homeboy. Then, man, hey, the fam bam's in there holding me down. My mom, my auntie, my sister, and everything. Y'all know what's going on. You know I love all of you. And then, man, hey, man, y'all know what's going on. Y'all know what's going on. You might as well say it with me at home. If I forgot to say your name, damn, my bad. But charge it to my head. Don't charge it to my heart. You know I'm thinking about you, man. Appreciate all the love, support as always, y'all. Man, hey, tap back in with your dog, man. Wednesday night, right back like we left something, man. Wednesday night at 7. We'll recap all Sunday's games. Where I was right, where I was wrong, man. And we'll really get into it, man, to talk about all the fun that we will have from this weekend coming up. hopefully it'll be a victory Wednesday for your dog. You know what I mean? So can't wait to see my dogs get it done tonight against the Cowgirls in Sunday Night Football, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap into that. Other than that, man, y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the family. Kick back on your favorite couch. Grab your favorite adult beverage and enjoy your football Sunday. Until Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Peace.